Have you ever just wondered how a few words typed into a box can somehow become a stunning, breathtaking piece of art? Well, today we are pulling back that curtain. We're going to dive into the magic of AI image generation and show you exactly how it all works.
Right. This is the big question, isn't it? How does simple text become this incredible art? It really feels like some kind of modern-day alchemy, turning words into pictures. But the technology behind it? Well, it's even more fascinating than magic. Let's break it down.
Okay, just look at this for a second. This incredibly real-looking perfume bottle. With all the reflections, the branding, this was not taken by a professional photographer. Nope, an AI made this from scratch, all from a simple prompt. The level of detail you can get is it's absolutely astonishing.
And it's not just about making things look real, not at all. This same technology can take a photo of you, a regular photo, and completely transform it into something else, like this awesome stylized cartoon portrait. The creative flexibility is just immense. So how on earth does an AI actually dream this stuff up? So let's get into the how. We've seen the wild results, but now it's time to actually look under the hood and understand the engines that are powering this whole creative revolution. And you'll see, it really boils down to two main and very different ways of thinking. So on one side, you have what are called generative adversarial networks. We just call them GANs. And on the other side, you've got diffusion models. They both end up creating amazing images, but the way they get there is completely different. It's brilliant, really. Okay, so the best way to wrap your head around GANs is to picture a competition. You've got one AI, the generator, that's basically an art forger. Its whole job is to create the most convincing fake painting it possibly can. Then you have a second AI, the discriminator, who's like a detective. Its only job is to look at the image and decide if it's real or a fake. They go back and forth millions of times until the forger gets so good that the detective literally can't tell the difference anymore. You've definitely seen what GANs can do. They're unbelievable at creating those hyper-realistic faces of people who aren't even real. You know, that website, "This person does not exist"? That's a perfect example of GANs at work. They're also used in things like fashion to generate totally new clothing designs. Now for diffusion models. This approach is a totally different ballgame. A diffusion model starts with pure chaos, just an image of random noise, kind of like old-school TV static. Then, using your text prompt as its guide, it slowly and carefully starts chiseling away that noise step by step until a clear, beautiful image emerges from the static. It really is like a sculptor revealing a masterpiece from a block of marble. So, here's the key takeaway. This is the technology that's behind almost all of the popular tools that you hear about today. We're talking DALL-E, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion. They all use this diffusion method. And why? Because it is exceptionally good at understanding the little details and nuances in a text description. All right, so now that we've got the theory down, let's talk about practice. What can you actually do with these tools? In this next part, we're going to explore the core creative techniques that are basically going to become your new AI Artist's Toolkit. So there are basically three main ways you're going to work with these AIs. The most common is text to image. You type a prompt, you get a picture. Simple. Then there's image to image, where you give it a starting image, maybe a really rough sketch, and the AI turns it into something amazing. And finally, there's in-painting and out-painting, which is honestly like magic for photo editing. And this just shows you the power of in-painting perfectly. On the left, you've got this simple image of an apple, no background. You give that to the AI and say, "Apple growing on a tree," and bam! On the right, the AI doesn't just slap on a background. It intelligently creates the entire scene around it, with leaves, a branch. It fills in the blanks in the most incredible way. So by now, you're probably thinking, okay, I get it. This is cool. Where can I actually try this stuff? Well, let's get to the fun part. Let's look at a few really great, accessible tools you can start playing with right now. First up, we've got Kandinsky. It's named after the famous abstract artist, and it is a fantastic place to start if you just want to dip your toes in the water of AI image generation. So what's great about Kandinsky? Well, for starters, it's pretty generous. You get 20 free images every month, which is definitely enough to play around with. It's also especially good at that in-painting and out-painting trick we just saw, and the whole interface is super simple, so it's really easy to get the hang of. Next up, for all of you who like to create on the go, there's a really interesting option for your phone. It's called Shediffram. Now, the big draw for Shade of is that it's completely free. It also has this unique feature they call filtrums, which are kind of like style filters on steroids. You can apply them to your photos and get some really unique, artistic looks with just one tap. The only catch? It's only available as a mobile app.
And finally, for those of you who are maybe a little more interested in perfecting photos you already have rather than making new ones, there's a specialized tool called Acetone.ai.
Acetone is one of those freemium tools. It gives you 50 credits to use every single day. But its real superpower is photo cleanup. It's amazing at removing unwanted objects from a photo or just erasing the entire background to give you a nice, clean, transparent layer. It's an incredibly useful tool for any designer or really anyone who makes content.
So after seeing the tech, the techniques, and the tools, what's the big picture here? What does this all mean? Well, it's really about a huge shift in how we even think about being creative.
This right here is the most important thing to remember. This technology is not here to replace your creativity. It's a powerful partner that's here to amplify it. Think of it as a collaborator that can take your absolute wildest ideas and help you bring them to life in ways you never, ever thought were possible.
The barrier to creating incredible visual art has never been lower than it is right now. The tools are literally in your hands. The technology is ready to go. So, the only question left is the one right there on the screen. Now that you know how it's done, what are you going to create?